Every once in a while, we get to take an opportunity to jump in that time capsule and go back. Go back to when the U.S. Mint was just a child and the coins it was making, well, shaped who we are today. But when can you find them? I mean, I wish we had them on every minute of every show. They're a great part of who we are, what we are. But tonight, finally, they're back in stock. The large seated Liberty, $50. You might remember it, but when you look at these, you'll remember for sure. So at this time in history, the U.S. Mint wasn't making a silver dollar on a regular basis. We didn't have enough silver, and we didn't. We solved that problem in the 1850s when we found the Comstock lode, the largest silver find ever in America, and it was found in what? Virginia City, right? Nevada. And when that happened, everything else in the world changed for us here. It gave us enough silver to now actually put $50 out there into circulation. It gave us enough silver to bring out a silver dollar for the first time, a series that can last, which is the Morgan dollar in 1878. But the coins themselves, the big coin in circulation was, well, the $50. And you don't find them a lot because of one simple thing. These are what? 130 to 150 years old on average. I mean, a silver Kennedy $50, which is a 1964, which is 60 years old. How many of those have you seen lately? Not many. This is another jump back to where all of our coins look the same, right? We all had, the half dime, the 20-cent piece, the quarter, right? This $50, all were the seated Liberty design. Now, all of ours, it says in the graphic, are circulated, but you can see by looking at them, they're hand-selected circulated, which means all the dings, the bad discolorizations, just the scratches, the stuff you normally see on older silver coins, because silver is soft, are all kicked out. Now, you're noticing here, below the eagle, above the word half doll, because we couldn't put the word $50 there, we couldn't shrink the type and make it $50. Back then, by the way, you would see 50C sometimes for 50 cents. It's just what they did back then was just whatever they could to fit it on. The whole thing was getting silver in circulation so the people in commerce had something to work with. Right? The mint mark above the word $50, that one you saw there was an S. The coins we have are a mixtures of P's, O's, yes, New Orleans Mint vintage coins, and San Francisco as well. They were the only three really striking them at this time. There were a few Carson cities, but not many. Those are very pricey. I know those are not part of this deal. But again, Philadelphia, New Orleans, San Francisco are all part of this time frame. My competition, they range for average circulated $160 to $175 each. Each. We're almost $100 less. Significantly less. Double ours and you get theirs. The lens, yes. What you're seeing is a special presentation lens we developed years ago. It's very easy to open with your fingernail or a small knife. And if you have albums or other ways you want to store your collectibles, they can easily be taken out if that's something you wanted to do. What are the arrows on these coins? Well, in 1853, the U.S. Mint did a crazy thing. It was being honest with the American public. Because for the first time in U.S. Mint history, we lowered the silver content, the weight of the coin, by just a fraction. But they put arrows on the coins to let people know what they did. So 1853, 1854, 1855, they had little arrows around the date. That was just to tell you those are the coins affected by a slightly lesser silver content. And we're talking like minute difference. But when you add it up by millions of coins, in theory, that adds up to a lot of money from the U.S. Mint. Love this series. It's just a lot of fun. It's like real raw Americana. But not the 1900s Americana we're living right now, the 20th century. We're talking about the 19th century, the 1800s. I mean, the U.S. Mint made its first coin in 1793, the half cent and the large cent. They made their first silver dollar in 1794, right? We're celebrating that this year with the U.S. Mint as well. So look at the dates. Look at the range here. We're talking about coins that were within our first 100 years of being a nation. And again, we had all of our coins all the same design for one reason. You couldn't Google it. You couldn't go on the internet, right? Because you had no idea what the coins were. So they made all the denominations the same look, the same feel, just a different size and a different then denomination, like the word half doll here. Great stuff. Outright great stuff. How many different? Yes. From what I went through, 3, 4, 5 different, very easy. And again, inside of that are different mint marks. We have P's, O's, and S's as well. We bring these out once or twice a year. That's all we can do. I mean, putting together 30 or 40 coins takes us months and months and months. And part of it's because we kick out a lot of coins. Great look, great feel just isn't part of these vintage, old, early Americana coins. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. So tonight, the seated Liberty half dollar is back. The backbone of silver in the 1800s, until the Morgan came along anyways in 1878. It's not a half dollar, it's a half doll. P's, O's, and S's. Again, my competition, double R's and then a little bit more. 160 to 175. What we have left in stock is at $79.95 tonight. Buy one, buy many. We'll do our best to get you as many different as possible. As I referenced, I believe it's going to be give or take 5 or 6 right now. Mint marks included. Just great stuff. Give us a call.